As someone who's been watching the Celtics since I was 8 years old and played basketball growing up and watched basketball is my favorite sport. It's the only sport I watch. Y'all coming in here and telling me I don't watch basketball because I think it was dumb as fuck to not play a veteran big when the other team's big is dominating every single player you put on them anyways is the stupidest shit. Y'all are in here talking about, well, they don't play Vooch because he can't cover Embiid. Embiid has averaged over 25 points per game his entire career. There's maybe like 2-3 seasons where he either didn't play the whole season or was injured and he didn't average over 25 points. In the NBA, if you're averaging over 25 points a game, especially as a big, that means nobody can fucking cover you. The way Embiid plays basketball, the only reason he doesn't go for 40 plus a game is either one, because he's fatigued because of the fact that he's always injured, so he comes back and then has to keep playing again without the same conditioning that everybody else has, or two, because he starts settling because he's fatigued and just is chucking up threes. Embiid is probably the most dominant big that we've had before Wemby. The way he plays basketball is damn near impossible to cover. I would say he's better than Nikola Jokic because Embiid can also play defense, and he has a little bit more mobility and playmaking ability. People under your thread, your comment thread, were talking about, oh man, he clearly doesn't watch basketball. Vucevic's ass, he should be embarrassed. Gonzalez played better defense on Embiid. Embiid had his best game of the series yesterday. So nobody on the team was covering him or doing shit with him. Here's why it would be useful to play Vucevic, right? Is that one, we were getting out-rebounded. Two, our paint was Swiss cheese. Absolute Swiss cheese. Three, we kept having to settle for three-pointers. The issue that the Celtics always have, and they've had it for like 5-6 years now, since Mazzulla became coach, because he doesn't mind the like excessive three-point shooting, is the fact that we keep shooting threes even when it's not working. The NBA, as much as people want you to believe, is less defensive oriented than it is being able to turn your offense into defense. If you're not scoring, it doesn't matter how good of defense you're playing, it at all. We played decent defense yesterday. The fact was that we just couldn't get into the fucking paint for 3 of the 4 quarters, minutes-wise. We probably were in the paint for 12 minutes consecutive or total yesterday. Now, if you have 2 bigs in the game, that forces them to open up the floor a little bit more. If you have 2 bigs who are actually offensive threats, Gonzalez was not doing shit. Y'all are like, I'd much rather Gonzalez in the game than Vooch. Gonzalez isn't a fucking basketball player. The dude looks like he got thrown on the court by accident. Yeah, he does. He makes hustle plays. He's younger. He can move a little bit faster. But Joel Embiid is old as fuck. We don't need a guy in there. Old, broken. We don't need a dude in there who's fucking limber and can move like a fucking deer. We just need a guy who can stretch the floor and score if need be. One thing people aren't understanding, because every year I hear this about the Celtics bigs, is that the Celtics, the way that they play basketball, their program, is not conducive to successful big play. Why? Most bigs are not going to keep up with the pace that the Celtics play at. We essentially put bigs in there, gas them out, and then have no backup for them that's actually viable. Demishketa had his best season of his entire career and probably won't be on the team next year. But that was like an anomaly. This whole season was an anomaly. We had no reason to even be where we were, but it just happened. Every time we've lost a series, it's because we haven't been able to incorporate our bigs in a way that, one, opens up the floor, 2, allows us to score in the paint, and 3, makes a defensive scheme that doesn't just open our paint up like fucking Swiss cheese. The issue is the Celtics only want to commit to shooters rather than people who can play defense in the paint. I don't know why we went and got Anthony Simons and Vucevic if we weren't going to use either of them. We constantly do this where we go get a player that cost a good lot of money and don't do shit with them. I said it before, I was hoping in the offseason that the Celtics go and get a young, youthful, viable big, somebody who's actually able to mesh into the system. But every year you see it, we get in the playoffs, We lose the games literally only because we just keep hucking up threes. The Celtics by far are the best team on paper if they wouldn't shoot themselves in the foot by just shooting until they lose a game. Like they're other, and mind you, we had a lot of open shots that just we missed. But if we can't get points in the paint, and this is what Jason Tatum does very well for our team because he's so big, he opens up the paint, which allows other players to go in the paint and allows better shots. You're letting the other team off defensively and allowing them to play better offensively when they don't have to cover the entirety of the court. They only have to cover literally from half court to the 3-point line because you're not fucking going in the paint. That saves them a considerable amount of energy. It's basically like they're playing a zone. Speaking of zones, when we were in our zone, we were playing far better defensively and offensively because we were conservative energy because we didn't have 3 dudes trying to cover Joel Embiid. Mind you, I would have just let Joel Embiid have his baskets. Why we kept giving VJ Edgecombe open shots for no reason? Dumb. Give them the 2. I don't like Joel Embiid's gonna get his points. You're putting fucking Pritchard and JB on him, and now there's an open guard who can either get an easy drive, which fucking Tyrese Maxey was getting a bunch of them, Kelly Oubre was getting a bunch of them, VJ Edgecombe's getting a bunch of them, because you want to put 3 dudes who are all undersized shadowing Embiid rather than just putting Vucevic in there and letting him get his ass fried. But at least your rest of your players can conserve energy on the offensive end. The reason they were just hucking up threes is because they had 3 dudes putting in maximum effort to still let Joel Embiid score and get a foul probably. And then you have the one big who can cover him in foul trouble, and you're just throwing bullshit at him because you don't want to put Vuce in the game. That's ego. That has nothing to do with statistics. That has nothing to do with the ability to play basketball. Vucevic wouldn't be in the league still and on the team if he wasn't able to play. Let him fucking play basketball. A healthy scratch is by far the stupidest fucking thing you can do in the playoffs. This, especially in a closeout game. This isn't a regular season game where it's like, okay, we'll just let him get his confidence back for our next game. This is potentially the last game. Put him in there. If he gets torched, he gets torched. You gave Ron Harper Jr. 4 minutes. Mind you, we're already out a player. Our best player. Second best player this season. Maybe our best player still. You're not going to healthy scratch a veteran player who has had a good career up to this point. Vucevic had a bad season with the Celtics, as most bigs do, because the Celtics don't know how to use bigs. I hate when teams have a well-formulated team and they just blow it up, even though they're performing well. Celtics do it every year where they just let go of a bunch of their best players. Boston is known to be like an extremely financially frugal city in terms of their GMs and ownerships. Like they refuse to actually pay money for players. I don't quite understand it. The Patriots do it. The Red Sox do it. I don't watch hockey. But pay your fucking players more. Get good players. You have 2 phenomenal players already. We really should be getting rid of guards to get a sustainable big. We're in a league that is big heavy. Your big's going to change the way that you play. It's going to give you the opportunity to win a ring. Every team that's really good right now has a dominant big. We don't. We're not going to win without the reason that we won a couple years ago, because we had 2 dominant, Al Horford and Kristaps Porzingis. Regardless of what you want to think about it, are dominant bigs. Al Horford is a very good basketball player. I hate him with a passion just because of the way he plays, but he stretches the floor. He can, even at the age 40, he's athletic enough to be dunking on fucking LeBron James. Like you're not going to tell me I don't know basketball. Is it probably because everybody was playing horribly? We just lost 3 games in a row. Put your ego to the side and put a dude in there who can potentially make a difference. I promise you, Christian Gonzalez is not going to play a good game in a series the 7th game of a series. Nor is Shireman. This is a league about having the experience. If you don't have experience, you're not going to win. Respect.